Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. It's Brian here with another episode of Game a Day May, and we're going to try to rock out a couple loops in Popeye for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It is a ROM of the arcade port. So basically, the goal is to save olive oil, and the goal is achieved through, in this case, the first level you have to collect, 24 heart items. Once you collect the 24 heart items and you fill the Popeye box up over there, then the stage will transition to the next one. It's also made by Shigeru Miyamoto. He wanted this to be the first character that he worked on, but instead had to settle for creating his new character with the Donkey Kong game. But they tried to first achieve the Popeye license and were not granted it. But after the success of Donkey Kong, Shigeru Miyamoto was granted the license of Popeye, and then they made an arcade game. It may take me a couple times to do it, but we're just going to play through for a couple rounds and see if we can at least loop the game once. After you do the shipboard, then it starts back over here on loop 1, so as long as I can get through at least one loop of the game, I'll consider this a successful day for Game a Day May. Again, it's a fun type of score attack game. 3 boards, I believe. After you do the boards and they keep looping, then you're just at that point just trying to get the highest score possible. You know, those one more time score attack games are awesome, I think, because they just have like replayability like a lot of other games don't. That's why I love the era of scoring attack. So, but we might not do it on this first try because I've already lost 2 lives, but as you see, we're just trying to collect these hearts. If you collect them, the higher that you do on the board, the more they're worth. And also, if you pick up a can of spinach and freeze the screen, any hearts that you collect will get you double points. This was not successful, but kind of just was explaining as I go the way that the game mechanics work and stuff. So, all right, that was my first game over. We got this though. All right, so it helps to get them up here at the top, if you can. Just because as they get down further on the bottom, they're worth less points, number 1 and number 2. There's a danger of them being down there too long. I don't know. I think that a warning timer starts to go off. And you start to see that they flash more if they're down there too long, if they hit the water. So you just pretty much walk back and forth on the top, and you just don't want to get yourself lined up with Bluto there. He can swat down at you, he can reach up at you. Your only defense really is to try to just not be in his vicinity, and then if he does get too close, hope that there's a can of spinach next to you that you can hit, because then you can touch him and down him. And he's downed us. Alright, we're halfway through, so we just need 12 more hearts and we can move on to the next stage. I usually try to wait till I'm at least 2/3 of the way with the hearts before I take that spinach, because it'll only appear once per round. But he was pretty close, so... And also, it does freeze everything too, so as much as you can damage him or whatever, it doesn't make it so any more hearts will appear, so... There we go, and we knocked him out. We got that big 3,000 point bonus. There's also another thing you can do. Let's see if I can try to make it go off before this stage is over, where you can knock this can on his head. And that's for a point bonus too. Oh, I missed it. That's alright. 2 more hearts. I got one at the very bottom. I should probably get that first. Then 1 more and we'll move on to the next stage. There we go. Stage 1 of Loop 1's done. Stage 2, now we're going to be collecting musical notes. It's pretty much the same thing. We're going to try to collect the musical notes to basically fill up the bar there so that it'll play a little jingle at the end. It's exactly the same premise as in all these boards, where you just don't... You want to collect all the items, but you don't want to need to fall all the way to the bottom if you can help it, until the meter is full. In this case, it's a note meter instead of a heart box or whatever that was. I should have punched those back, and now we're going to have to restart. That's alright. Even though it only has 3 stages, they are challenging, so it's great. It's a great challenge to try to get the highest score possible and last as long as you can, so you can basically say what level you made it to, what loop you made it to. And it's very faithful to the arcade game as well. I mean, the graphics are really great for the Nintendo. I think they do a phenomenal job replicating the arcade graphics. The only thing that you're going to get was a little bit different on the color palette and a little bit better shading, but it does a really good job. I keep going here. Kind of loop around. Alright, I snagged that before it went down. Oh, if he looks around like that, then you gotta be careful of him reaching up. It's crazy because then he got aggressive right around the same time at the halfway mark. Alright. 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh god, that one went all the way down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Probably just wait for it. Oh, I should have just waited maybe. Oh, is that gonna come? There we go. Alright. Got at least an extra guy this time going into the next round. Definitely let the fact that you can scroll back and forth between on this through parts, make sure that you use that to your advantage. He's so aggressive. Hanging out down here is... Ugh. Oh no. Wow, that was so close. It's not netting you the most points being down here, that's for sure. But it was helping us get through it, and that's what we're trying to do, so... I only need the one more. Hopefully I don't get caught up in the trap there. Awesome. Whew. There we go. And now on to the third stage. This is what would be the last stage of a loop. And if we can beat this pirate stage, I'll consider this game beat, because in these score attack games, sometimes all you can do is finish a loop to really consider a game beaten, because they don't really have an end, unless in the case of a game like Pac-Man and I'm sorry, Pac-Man too, but Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and you know, games like that where there's a kill screen. In this board, you're basically literally trying to collect letters that spell "help me." It can't be any more intent than that. Yeah. So, and it's every time that you catch a letter, it is making it so that the ladder is being built for you to save olive oil. So awesome, trying to get the best points we could there, at least 3,000 for him, and we got the buzzard. So close here. Oh no. Alright. There's a lot going on. Definitely can't say that. There isn't a lot going on. A couple more and we will do it. Oh goodness. Drop down here. I'm gonna walk down here. I think that might... Alright. At this point for prosperity, we're just going to see how long we can go and see if we can maybe do a second loop, but that's awesome. goes right back into it. So you can see that there's only 3 boards, but they do get progressively more difficult too. So now we got a hag throwing some hopping heads at us. And these guys weren't in the first rotation. So it just adds layers to it. You know, you have the three boards, but they're just gonna keep adding layers to it. Unlike Donkey Kong, their conversions of from the arcade game to the home console, they didn't omit any stages. The sounds are a little bit different, but other than that, the boards are represented. Alright. See if I can trap the bucket on his head. Oh, so close here. Throwing bottles at me. Go through. If I can trap him over here. Get him to walk back through here. And alright! Buckethead. Oh, I got caught up in that. Oh. I'd love to be able to get at least a level 5. That'd be cool. Ooh. See how close that was? Nice. Nice 30,000 points there. Oh, I thought I was gonna score with that one. Oh no. 2 more. 1 more. Alright. So we've at least successfully looped it once, and we're on our way to doing it again. But if not, like I said, just wanted to at least go through once on some of these games. The difference I've noticed is I think the hag comes down in the arcade version is a lot more relevant in the stages as opposed to dropping these skulls down, but they're definitely hard to keep up with his pattern and also where they're at too. Alright. Well, it's a short one for us today, but that was Popeye for Game of Day May, Day 15, as the beginning of week 3 of the month of May. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Game of Day May. We're going to be back tomorrow with Day 16, and hopefully we can rock out a co-op classic, or I'm not sure. We have some things that are in store in the next couple weeks, but look forward to hanging out with us again for another episode of Game of Day May tomorrow, Day 16. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.